Okay. Oh, okay, good. Rob, we're recording.
Okay.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay,
Okay,
wonderful.
so actually we are to start a new chapter. We finished chapter 1 in the tractor Sotah, and we're going to start a new chapter on page 14A4. The beginning of the chapter, at least for a couple of pages, is more technical. How the process
Yeah, no. Yeah, it should just allow you to connect. I just say connect, and like normal. I didn't have to put the code in, but they did send the code.
But Mark, you must tell that there's a new it's a new link.
Yeah, then what can I tell Ruben?
That is a new link. It's not the old link.
Yeah, it's a new link. So I sent the link that they said that Bev sent this morning.
And you don't need the password.
And you don't need a password for that. No, just say join meeting, and then just say join meeting. No, you must just then restart, and then you'll come back in. Just restart from the beginning, because now I think you want to start your own meeting, or you want to make your own meeting.
Mark, you can tell Ruben it's being recorded, and I can always send him the recording as well.
Okay, you should be coming through shortly. Just ignore that. Has it got give it a little bit of time. Okay. Yes. Okay, just send it to me on WhatsApp, and I'll send it to the river. Okay. Yeah, Ruben's struggling to connect. He's going to send the email address, and then if Rabbi, if you can send your lady can send the email.
She left already, my lady.
No, she's gone. I'll tell him. I don't know why. I didn't have a problem at all to connect.
You know, Mark, if you can give me Ruben's WhatsApp, I'll send him.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
I've
joined the game without no problem.
I'll send it.
So I can join with that link. It goes through no problem. Let me send you his contact.
Maybe in the chat, you can write it in the chat. Well, Mark, you can write his WhatsApp in the chat.
Yeah, well, I've sent it to you now.
All right. Yep.
I've sent it to you.
Okay. Right. I'll do it. Okay. So, Rav, I think you can start
So can we start?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to send it.
So we have to start the new chapter, the Mishnah 14A4. 14A4. As I said, the couple of pages now is very, very technical. How the process with the Sotah just to recap, as we know that the old subject is when a person suspects his wife that she had a relationship with somebody else. So he brings her to the temple, and the whole process that the Kohen makes her to swear that she didn't have anything and so on. And it's quite, I think, a psychological process, which we'll see throughout, that we try to avoid that she should not have to drink the water. She has to drink water, and if the special water with the name of God was written in a parchment, and then the Kohen put it in the water, and the name of Hashem is being erased there. And this has got some kind of a magic that if she was guilty, the water will cause her to die. If she's innocent, not only she will not die, but on the contrary, if she had any sicknesses, she will become healthy and so on and so forth. But the first choice is to see that if she's guilty, she should admit that she has committed adultery and avoid to have the name of Hashem erased in the water. So this is why there are all kinds of things to make her to understand and to admit. If she was guilty, she will admit. And this is how the Mishnah starts. The description of the Sotah ritual was discussed, which was discussed in the first chapter. Now we come to the second step. היה מביא את מנחתה בתוך כפיפה מצרית. The husband would bring her mincha. The Torah says that they have to special offering, which is made of, we'll see, kind of made of sorim, of kind of dagan, kind of wheat. And this has to be mingled with, as we see later in the Mishnah, there was not only this mincha, this kind of offering, were other menachot, other kind of offerings which are made from kind of wheat. But the Mishnah continues to say what this was done with this. So the husband, he brings the mincha in a basket of a palm mast, made out of palm. Usually, we'll see in a minute, they got a special name, and it places it in her hand, and she stretches outstretches hand in order to exhaust her. So the whole thing come quite a tiring process, as the Mishnah says, to exhaust her. And what's the idea to exhaust her? We try to eliminate the need to erase the name of Hashem in the parchment. So all this in the process, try to make her, maybe she would, if she's guilty, she would admit, and therefore what happened if she admits? Then, okay, then nothing happened. The husband divorces her because she's not allowed to live with him, and she committed adultery. But the whole thing first, we try to bring out the fact that she will realize she becomes exhausted, and she may become admit. The Mishnah continues, this mincha offering, which she has to bring. There are other several ways of a mincha offering, which differ from this offering. כל המנחות תחילן סופן בכלי שרת. All other menachot offering, their beginning and their end is in a sacred service vessel. So there were certain vessels which are sanctified for the service in the temple. So all the other menachot would come from the beginning. The flour, whatever it is put in kind of a vessel which is already kli sharet, a sacred service. However, this mincha, which the Sotah is to bring, its beginning is in a basket of palm bast. It's kind of from a palm tree, kind of from something made a basket made of palms, and only in the end, later, it been moved to kli sharet, to the service vessel. This is one. The other difference, כל המנחות טעונות שמן ולבונה. All other mincha offerings require to be blended with oil, and levona is a kind of one second. This made it's kind of I don't know how you call it. It's a certain spice which also had to be put on the mixture, which later we see what happened to this. So this is about other offering.
Frankincense, I said, it's frankincense.
So they kind of say, what do you say?
Frankincense.
Yeah, it's kind of, as I said, which gives a certain smile. Not smile, what do you mean?
No.
Which you know. But the Minchat Sotah, you don't add the voil and the לבונה, כל המלאכות בהם מן החיטים, ומנחה offering comes from wheat,
Yes, yeah.
but this one, or the Sotah, comes from barley, or barley sorin. This actually I was looking for the word barley. Barley is a less refined kind of wheat, which the Gemorrah all tries to explain later the symbolism of that. Minchat HaOmer, the mincha which being offered on the Omer, which is in the second day of Pesach, they used to bring the Omer, which was a certain offering which will permit using the new crops. So this Minchat HaOmer, אף על פי שבא מן הסורין, although it also comes from barley, however, there is still a difference between this mincha, which the Omer comes from a fine flour, but the Sotah's mincha comes from kemach. It's like a not refined flour. Then the Mishnah continues. The first meaning, the symbolism, why this mincha, this offering comes from barley, which is not, as I said, not a refined kind of barley is like a crude thing. הגמרא עושה כשם שמעשה מעשה בהמה, because she suspected that maybe she committed adultery, so this her action, if she did, were the actions of an animal. כך קורבנה מאכל בהמה, so the offering that she brings also should be of food of animals. And this is why it's a different material and not a refined flour. So this is the Mishnah. Now, the Gemorrah starts explaining, as I said, there is what is the process and what it symbolizes. The lesson. Tanya, משום רבה בחנין אומר משום רבי אלעזר. כל כך למה? Why the husband brings her the bowl and she has to hold it for quite some time כדי שתחזור בה. It is, she holds it to exhaust her, and maybe she will admit, or rather, she will turn back down her claim that she is not guilty. All this is, I say, psychological things. And the Gemorrah here, Rabbi Eliezer, takes a lesson, a general lesson, and which is interesting. He said, "Im kacha chasa Torah lovdei retzono." You see, the Torah is so trying to spare a life, because if we go through the process to the end and she was guilty, she will die. That's what Torah said. So we try to avoid to spare a life. So we do all kind of psychological things, maybe to bring her to admit, to realize, and to admit she's guilty if she is guilty, and it will spare her life. So Rabbi Eliezer said there is a message. If the Torah is so concerned with those with a woman which might be guilty, nevertheless the Torah is concerned not to, in order to spare a life, how much more Kal Vachomer is concerned or cares rather על עושה רצונו, or people who feel God's will. So if only a woman that she may be guilty, nevertheless, there are so many steps to try to avoid her losing her life. How much Torah is worried and caring for people who observe the law. And the Gemorrah says, how do you know that this is the reason that go through the process in order to spare her life? Maybe we want rather to spare that we won't use the name of Hashem to be erased. Maybe it is perhaps to prevent the scroll which the name of God is there from being erased. So you don't take the right message. Answer the Gemorrah, Kasava Rabbi Eliezer, I'm turning the page now, משקה ואחר כך מקריב את מנחתה. The Kohen gives her to drink and afterwards offer the mincha. So if because the concern of the scroll of the name of God should not be erased, it was erased before we go ahead with the process. So it's already being erased. So not going to, at this stage, is not going to save the scroll, but to save her life. So therefore, the message is still acceptable, that we can learn how God is caring for the life of people who follow his ways. So we, even after she drank and the scroll is already being put in the water and the name of Hashem are erased, nevertheless, we give her in the process to make her to become like exhausted, to exhaust her while holding the bowl, and it goes quite a long time, which comes later. There is a process, all this in order that to make her to exhaust her, and maybe this will cause her to admit if she's guilty, and by that, if she does admit, she will spare his life, and then there is a concern really about her life. This is what the Gemorrah wanted to bring about in the beginning, how this prayer, the process of the Sotah in the beginning.
Araf, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
If she admits to committing adultery, Isn't she put to death automatically?
No, because in order to put her to death, you have to have two witnesses that she committed adultery. If she commits adultery, she is not going to be punished on the fact that she admitted. The only thing, the consequence will be, if she admitted adultery, then the husband has to divorce her. That's all the consequences.
Uh-huh.
In order to put a person to death, you need, it's quite not so simple. You have two witnesses who come to testify that the person committed whatever. If a person desecrates Shabbos, which the Torah says there is death penalty, but you don't penalize unless there are two witnesses who own the person beforehand. So as far as this Sotah concerned, nothing will happen if she admits, she goes free, back to life, except she doesn't go back to her husband, the husband will divorce her because
Okay.
she committed adultery, she is not allowed to live with her. Okay?
Good. Thank you.
Can I
I
ask,
don't know what
did she have to, right,
do we have
did she had to be warned as well before?
what?
Would the woman have to have been warned before as well?
Yeah, well, she has to be warned. Part of the marriage is she is not allowed to have a relationship with somebody else. Now, when she comes in the first chapter, we learned that she is being warned, and it's after effect. They said, look, if you did commit adultery, in other words, you were unfaithful to your husband, then you know what to be the consequences. Obviously, she keeps on denying, Adin, I'm fine, I'm fine. So then comes this process with what we start with the offering and so on, which we'll see later. And again, she's being the whole time being again told, you've got still a chance to admit and go free. Not free, but you'll save your life, but obviously you'll be divorced because if you admit committed adultery, but at least your life will be saved. So the whole idea is you don't want to kill her, and we try to see to come to the truth. And if she says, I admit, then she doesn't have to go ahead and drinking the water, because if she's still denying, and after all what the Cohen is talking her to take a certain, to swear and so on, she drinks. If she indeed committed adultery, then she will die from the water. You follow?
Yeah.
Thanks, Rav.
Okay. I think that
Thanks, Rav.
the time is over, no? Well, do
Yeah.
we have, huh?
It's not over. We've still got
Usually-
time. It's
Sorry?
interesting. And the time isn't over. We still have more time if you need to cover.
I can't hear. What is it?
The time is still, we still
There's
have more
still
time.
some more time.
We still got more time.
We still have time?
We still have time. The time isn't over. Maybe it's you've got a longer. Maybe it's not a. I think it's a double session, but we have got more time.
And, I don't know. They come to a double session. I don't think that you. I think that for the beginning, I think you will stop here, because then we have to start a new quite a long story. So
Okay.
at least we have got kind of introduction to the whole, it's quite a complicated and involved process.
Thank
As
you,
I said,
Harav.
Thank you,
we
Harav.
dictated the learning to the speedy recovery of Sam. He
Baruch Hashem.
unfortunately is in hospital, and Shmuel Mordechai Ben Gila, Ben Rochel, sorry.
Rachel, in
Ben
Rachel.
Rochel. Okay?
Thank you,
Okay, Rav.
Rabbi.
Thank you, Rav.
Shabbat shalom.
Take care.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.
What is
And,
Thanks,
Shabbat
guys, for
Shabbat
being
shalom.
on.
And remember that Tuesday is a fast day.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure whether we'll have the Shiur, the Tuesday night Shiur after the fast. I don't know how everybody will feel. So I think we'll talk to you on Tuesday. Maybe we'll move it to Wednesday or whatever. We'll see. Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you,
Harav.
Rav. Thank you, Rav.
Thank you,
Shabbat
Rabbi.
shalom. Kurtstag.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Also, Ruben, thanks for joining.